Hey guys, what's up? So we're back. So we did the build video on this thing a while ago. I don't know when I released it, but this is the build I did for an individual who up to this point has been nameless. And basically it's an easy kind of a build. I didn't have to build out the upper, right? Because it all came from PSA, pretty much pre-built, except for the lower is actually his lower. And I just assembled the parts in it. But the real gunsmithing stuff goes on right in this area right here. That's the main crux of the whole thing. So that was already done for me. I didn't have to do that. What we're going to do is we're going to make sure that it functions, because you can build a gun, it can look all nice and pretty, but if it doesn't function, then it's not worth anything. So we're going to make sure that it works, make sure everything's good to go. I'm going to get the optics sighted in best as I can. If you get a gun and you have somebody else sighted in for you, especially if it's a personal defense kind of gun, or it's a serious work kind of gun, or it's a hunting gun, whatever, you need to go out and make sure it's sighted in for you, okay? A very knowledgeable person once told me that, or I don't know how he told me, but he showed me, basically, I had my Mark 12 all dialed in. He was, you know, knocking dimes, everything was perfect, and then he goes to shoot it, and it's shooting a couple inches off, but it's consistently shooting a couple inches off. And he basically explained to me that how the human eye works, I guess, for each individual, how they look through a scope, it's going to be different. So if it's your gun and you're the one shooting it, you need to sight it in. But in general, all that being said, I'm going to get it generally sighted in so it's easier whenever they get it. So that probably didn't make any sense to anybody, but I'm going to leave it in there. So we're going to go ahead and shoot it, make sure it runs, see how it works. And for this, we're using the, what's this? Barnall 62 grain hollow point. So yes, it is steel. So if it cycles as steel, then you know it's going to cycle pretty much everything else. Couple more, make sure everything's copaceting. Oh, cool. Well, there we go. So it does work. Now, I'm not going to burn up his gun real much. You can see the factory oils and stuff kind of getting burned off. So we're going to leave that there. We're going to call that good. Seems to cycle fine, didn't have any issues. You can hear that kind of gritty. It's basically just because it's new. And I didn't put any oil on it, because I wanted to make sure if it runs dry and it runs with steel, then you're probably going to be pretty good. So there we go. And looking at that, yeah, everything looks good to go as far as I can tell. Acting like I know things, looking at the bolt. But really, no, it didn't feel like it hiccuped at all. Even with the underpowered stuff, it seemed to do very well. Very easy to get it on target. The only thing I would say is with the optic itself, if you're looking at these, you know, it takes a little getting used to when you're looking through, especially if you're trying to do both eyes open. Or, I mean, you can obviously close your eyes, but each optic is a little bit different. But it'll just take a little bit getting used to as far as superimposing your red dot on whatever you're trying to hit. But there you go. So, for about... Oh... What this is the PSA kit, so it's about $260 for the build kit, right? And then for however much you want to pay for your lower, you can pay as little as $40, and you pay as much as however much you want to go up. And then the optic was $100, or it's $200 plus the 10 mags, which is a pretty good deal, I think. Which means basically you get the optic for $100. The mags for $10 a piece, or the Optic for $200, and then the mags free. However you want to look at it, I think it's a pretty good deal. So for a starter kind of thing, I see no problems with this at all. So anyway, I hope if anybody's looking at getting that PSA kit, I think it's a pretty good deal. I think it is very good value for what you're going to get. I didn't really put this on paper to see the kind of accuracy, but I mean, it's a 10.5-inch gun, so you're not really getting this to be a marksman kind of thing. But with relative ease, and you saw me just tuning this just a little bit, with relative ease, I can hit the 4-inch steel and the big, what is it, a 12-inch or whatever steel gong out there. The relative ease is pretty simple. So I don't know. I like it. I think it's a pretty good deal. So if anybody's looking at that, there you go. That's what these are. I've never seen anybody put one of these together on the YouTubes before, so I figured it, you know, somebody may as well do it. So hope that was helpful. Hope y'all enjoyed that. If you have any questions, go ahead and ask away, and I'll try to make up an answer for you or point you in the right direction. All right, y'all be good to be safe, and we'll catch you in the next video.